Trent Bradshaw, Brandon Rogers, Bradshaw Rogers Financial Partners, and Mind Your Money. Wanted to bring you a market update. Today is April 18th, 2024, and made some portfolio changes, and that's what we're going to touch on today. All right, let's jump right in. Brandon, we made some changes in regards to the portfolio. Kind of give us some reasoning behind that of why we did what we did, because again, there were some comments made and some actions taken, data that came out.
Yeah, I mean, so the market's been a little shaky the past 2-3 weeks, giving back some of the gains that the market gave us the first part of the year. Again, everybody's been focused on the Fed and what they're doing, and they seem like they keep kicking a can down the road as far as cutting rates. And the market doesn't like that, but they're trying to listen to every word Jerome Powell's saying when they have those meetings, and it just seems like, hey, maybe we'll have 5 to 6 rate cuts this year, to maybe 2 to 3 to maybe none. Who knows, right? They might wait till first of next year. So that's given the market a little scaring it a little bit. So what we did is we added in a little bit of some hedging, right? So we just added gold. Typically when people fear the market, they'll jump to precious metals. So we did add a little position of gold and also a little bit of a shallow buffer, is what we call it.
What do we removed financials,
yeah,
and then also took down some of the technology exposure that we had. And really that's based on what he was talking about in regards to potential rate cuts. If rate cuts are coming, that gives a lot of liquidity to the market, causes the market to go up. Correlation is there. We don't have to go back and prove that. We know that it happens most of the time. But with inflation starting to tick back up a little bit, the Fed's almost got the firepower they need to just stay put. And like you said, 5 or 6 rate cuts to potentially none. We could have no rate cuts this year based on what the CME probability chart says. And that's something that we're going to watch constantly and bring you updates, because as those comments or we can look at the overall panel votes and where the Fed is going, we'll make adjustments in the portfolio. We may get more conservative if we start to hear more of this bearish talk regarding no rate cuts from that standpoint.
Yeah, we made our quarterly adjustments 1st of April, and then kind of 15 days later, it changed. So that's why we've got to be nimble and make these changes when the data changes and whatever based on the Fed says and how the market reacts. So we're staying on top of it, and we will make the changes as we see fit, and we can do things pretty quickly. So we'll always just make sure everybody's positioned as good as they can be based on the data that we know. Again, it's always changing, of course. So,
and you got to understand, the first quarter was very, very robust. Going into the second quarter, probably going to be some challenges. We'll give a little bit of that back, and that's what's happened here in April. April's not, so far, hasn't been a good month, but we'll continue to focus on that. We believe that it's all based on liquidity and what happens with the rate cuts. But also, we've touched on it before. In November, we've got an election, and there's an 83-84% probability that the market is positive going through this type of time frame with the election year. And then, of course, all the money market funds that are sitting on the sidelines too. There's trillions of dollars there that can flow back to the market. So there's tailwinds, but there's also challenges in regards to those rate cuts.
Yeah. So the market's going to goes up, goes down. It gives us these good returns. It can take them away. Again, they're intra-year, peaks and valleys always happen. So that's what we're experiencing right now, but still feel pretty good overall about this year in the election, being election year.
Well, we'll stay on top of it. We'll bring you updates. Again, Brandon Rogers, Trent Bradshaw, Bradshaw Rogers Financial Partners, and Mind Your Money. Please join us on all the podcast platforms that are out there, and also click into these videos so we can keep you updated along the way. Appreciate your time.
Check 1, 2, check. What's today? March, May, no, what's today? April.
Hold on, April
18th?
Let's start over.
Let's start over.
All right.